By taking a shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself to an attack. Instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp, keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes. Friends and grasshoppers, this is episode 144 of the Formless Podcast with Tyler, the superhuman, me, Dustin, and our very super excited to have guest Doug Zeal, Ziggy, Coach. Sir, how are you today?
I'm doing well. And I've looked forward to this conversation.
Great. We've looked forward to it for a long time as well. You know,
we've had this planned since day one.
Yep. Of going up through the line of like the lineage of, you know, Blaine Court is our sensei, and then Sensei Herb Blue, and then Sensei Hovis, and then it would be you and Randy Zank. You know, it's kind of like what we got.
Yes. The hierarchy is correct.
And then it would be Cjo Bruce Terrell. And so...
Exactly.
So if we could back up, how did you get started in martial arts?
Well, I grew up as a young man with two older sisters and a mother. My father had passed away when I was 18 months old. So I never had a brother or a father. And I got the shit beat out of me all the time.
Okay.
And I bought a book at like a Fred Meyer or something, or whatever. But it was line drawings of karate, stretching, and things you do, and it intrigued me. And I rode a bike all the time, so my legs got really strong. But I was a terrible team sport player. So baseball, football, they didn't even have soccer back then. But anyway, I sucked. So I got the shit beat out of me. Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that word. I got beat up a lot by other boys, and I hung out at this park. Park is Wilshire Park, and they had the high bars there, and me and about 5 other guys just played on the high bars, and we learned how to do giants. We learned how to do moves we couldn't imagine. So I became a gymnast. So when I went to high school, I was a gymnast. And they said to me one day, we want you to compete in this, high bar and parallel bars. And they said, but the only thing is you have to cut your hair, because my hair was really long down, middle of my back. So I said, see you later. I shut the door. I walked away. So then I looked for something that had all the elements of gymnastics. And I ran into this karate club on Grand Avenue in Portland. Randy Zank was the instructor, and it was a school of nothing but ragtag people. Everybody they were just raw. Nobody had anything going for them. They were not all athletes. So, I I couldn't stay away. Every day I was there every day for years. And eventually Randy, he went from being a guy living in his gremlin to being, a Nike guy. So I took his place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean you took his place as in like being the instructor?
As an instructor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long had the school been running by then?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the backstory of the school.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I don't, because I came into it at 16 years old in 1972. Right? But like Dave Hovis
Yeah.
was a student of mine. And there's 3 Daves. There's Dave Hovis, there's Dave Coleman, and there's Dave Sackford. And those 3 Daves are still in my life.
How cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. But from there, I taught there for, I don't know how many years, because it was most of my life. And it was 5 days a week and sometimes Saturday, whatever. And I didn't get paid anything. There was no money. It was just want. So
That's inspiring.
Wow.
That's now, so at that time when you came into the school, right? So you came in and Randy Zank was teaching. What was his title at the time that he was called? Like Sifu Sensei?
No, we didn't use those. This was a very obscure school. We were sort of the ghetto. Okay, so there was no reference to the seafood, all that stuff. It was just, you just walked in, looked them in the eye, and you're there. That's what you did.
Was there any belts? Did you guys have belts at that time?
Oh yes, we had belts. Yeah. So I have this book, and I can show this to you two guys right now.
Oh.
Can you see that?
Yes, sir. So for those that can't see this, it's Wu Ying Tao set sheets.
Set sheets, right? Then my name, and this is that is Wu Ying Tao, right? So in this book is everything I collected throughout my experience in this experience, right? So, so there's a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other questions, like I would love to see that book at some point. Like,
Yeah.
But one of the other questions Dustin and I had that we were talking about is, so when you showed us that book just now, it says Wu Ying Tao. When you joined the school, was it called Wu Ying Tao or was it called
Wu Ying Mun?
Wu Ying Mun? Okay.
Yep. I still have a little bumper sticker that says Wu Ying Mun. If it ain't Wu Ying Mun, it's not worth it.
Okay.
So,
but I don't know the difference between, honestly, I don't know the difference between the two.
So, okay, that was my question, because I always my thought was always, why would you change the name if you weren't going to change things? So it must have been more of just like a,
I don't know.
Huh. Okay. That's a question for Mr.
Bruce.
Carell. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it really is a Bruce question.
Well, we'll have to twist his arm and get him to do this one day.
See, it never mattered to me what the words were and what they meant. What mattered to me and what I knew, what I could learn and get better at.
Yeah.
And so obviously at that time, you guys called, so Wu Ying Tao was obviously still translated as the formless way, the invisible way. You know, Sensei Hovis likes to call it the invisible way, formless way.
And I will make a remark about that.
Okay.
So, and this is like, so it's the word, when I first came into this experience, it was invisible, right? I couldn't grasp it. I'm going, what's invisible? How do I know I'm in it? And then formless, and then it became more of unconsciousness.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like unconscious, as in like you're not putting any thought in it; it just happens.
No thought. There's no time to think. There's no time to plan. But you have to go back to the beginning of everything. And so the beginning of everything is plan, execute, and recover. That's it. Everything in life. I mean, anything I do. Anything you do.
Plan, execute, recover.
Plan, execute, recover. Like you make a mess, clean it up. Everything. Wow. Yeah. Simple as that.
So I love that. That analogy is really good. I like that a lot.
It applies to life.
For sure. For sure.
What was, so you came in to the school when you were 16 years old in 1972.
Yep.
How old was Randy Zank at that time running the school or thereabouts?
Well, I never asked him his age, but he had this long, scraggly beard. He had long brown hair and a ponytail. He was short. He couldn't kick hard in his waist, but he was brilliant.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
he was a good, to be a teacher is not to be, I don't know the word, but to be a teacher is much different than just being a player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is who he was.
So,
yeah.
I mean, was there like a 10-year difference in age, 5 years?
Well, it's funny because I couldn't grow a beard at that time. So I would say he was at least 5 years older than me. But just an interesting note, just so you guys know. So every month, on the last Saturday of every month, we meet, all of our black belt buddies meet and have lunch.
Up in Portland?
Randy Zank, Kipper Hensley, Dennis Adair, Arturo Maria. I mean, everybody you can think of, Rick Hamilton, they're all there. Yeah, every last Saturday of every month. Yeah.
Well, we're coming up.
We've been trying.
That'd be so awesome.
It would be great. We've been talking about this for a long time, about trying to get up there and just sit and listen. Just listen to some stories. So I do have a bunch of questions, but one of them that was kind of chomping at. Did you immediately start competing, or was that a little bit after? Did that come later after you joined?
I started competing when I got my blue belts, so I was in there for maybe 6 months, something like that. But then I kept losing everything I ever got into. And once I got my brown belt, I won my first trophy. And it was the first place in the brown belt division. And that just fired me up, man. I was lit.
I bet.
So from then on, everything was go.
So Tyler and I started Wu Ying Tao with Sensei Herb Blue back in like,
which is a student of Dave Hovis.
Yes.
Right.
So we're all in familiar territory here.
Yes,
but Sensei Blue at that time, who I love dearly, but he was like, class started, we start sparring, like we're gonna get to work. There wasn't a whole lot of time for chit chat, and now this is coming from, I'm 12 at this age, so he's an adult. He's got adult things to talk
You're
about.
Lucky man.
Yeah. But you go to school and talk about how you're doing martial arts and training, and the other kids are taking Taekwondo, they're taking Kempo. They've got this, but they've got like knowledge about where their stuff comes from. And it's like, I don't know. We just punch and kick people. Like that's what we do. We don't talk about other stuff. Right. But it always kind of bugged me. Many years later, after the internet's involved, I'm bored at work one day and I'm going through the archives of Black Belt magazine.
Yeah.
And there's an article.
I have a good bunch of those.
I bet. There's an article about Bruce Terrell. And I
own it.
I about passed out. No kidding. So yeah, in it, he goes talking about like the tournament that he put on in Portland. And
it was about promote. It initially says how you promoting a tournament.
Yeah.
That's the initial sentence.
Yeah. So were you involved at that time, or were you?
I was definitely involved.
Okay.
But I wasn't involved with the organization. I was a fighter.
Okay.
So I go back to God. Dennis Adair used to have hair. Let's put it that way.
No hard feelings, Dennis. I used to too.
Me too. I really did. I got a lot out of it. But no, I go way back to the origins of that.
Okay. So how long did that tournament scene last? Was that like a couple years?
Well, it lasted, I don't know by exactly how many years, but I could say that it was, 4, 5, 6 years, something like that. But after that, then Bruce started to promote the Professional Karate Association tournament.
Okay.
And that was in the same expo center in Portland.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And did people come from all over the place for that?
Yes, they did. And we went all over the place to meet them too. We went to Tacoma, to Long Beach, to whatever.
You name it, huh? Wow.
So my question is during this time, so you were still at Randy Zank's school and he was like the head instructor, right? And you were kind of like under him. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are.
And then, so did Joe Bruce Terrell, he had his own other school in Portland, or how was he associated?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
It's on 92nd and Ramona in Portland, which means nothing to anybody. But but it was a beautiful school. You walked up a long staircase to double doors painted with a yin yang with a dragon on it, and then you had to open those doors to walk into the school. it was my children all remember that.
Oh, cool.
They all did it. Yeah.
So what was like the interaction between Zank's school and Sijo's school? Was it, I mean, it was obviously friendly, same art. It was just like one was across town from each other, or, you know, I mean.
No, that's a good question. So the Grand Avenue School, which where Randy Zank, you know, was the instructor, and I walked in the door for the first time. That was kind of a ghetto school. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A little more rough and tumble.
Very low. Nobody paid dues. Everybody like clean the mirrors, swept the floor, clean the toilets, did all that so that they could go to karate. So Bruce made no money on that school. Serious. And I ended up getting my future employment across the street, because I would walk across the street and go to Andy and Bax, and I would buy a Coca-Cola every night. Every night. And I was there 5-6 days a week. So I ended up getting a job there and was there for 25 years. So that's where karate led me in life. Yeah.
How cool.
That's rad.
So it is. And Andy and Bax was an Army Navy surplus, whitewater rafting, kayaking. I mean, all this good stuff, you know?
Adventure stuff.
Yeah.
How cool. Jeez. Holy cow.
Where's your questions? Your list of questions.
Did I blow you away or something?
Yeah, you did. It's just a small, you get involved. You involve yourself in a group, and you can't help but become friendly, become like helping people out, people helping you out. And it's a really neat, positive thing.
Absolutely.
I always tell people martial arts made me a better person, made me seek to be a better human being. And the proof's in the pudding,
I think it makes you have a bigger view of life in general. Like,
yeah,
it's expanded. You're not limiting yourself to just what you care about.
Yeah. You realize that there are other people around you and other things going on, and you just see more of the picture.
Yeah.
What was the size of Randy Zank's school versus Sijo's school at that time? I mean, not versus, but like just the comparison.
Half the size.
Okay.
I mean, are we talking Randy Zank's school was 20 people?
Let me put it this way. I'll draw you this picture. So if you walked in the front door, you walked into 4 heavy bags right in front of you. Like, that's the first thing you walk into. You don't walk in and see like a hallway and reading room or bullshit. You walked into 4 heavy bags hanging from the thing, and then you kind of bumped one aside so you could walk into the place. And then there was mirrors across the back of the room. Floor was very smooth and hard. There was no padding. And then there was a separate room for the actual classes. So it enabled Randy to like do his classes, and we could be out getting warmed up and training and sparring and doing stuff on our own right there. The other with the bags and the front door.
How cool.
And when some homeless guy walked in the front door, He did not know what did. He went, what? Oh, I went in the wrong door.
So, wi- at, at, at what point when you started teaching, was it like, was it something you volunteered for, or did you get asked to do it? Or was it like, hey, I'm not going to be here next week. It's your turn.
What it really was Randy was growing in his life, right? So he went from like living in his gremlin to being a Nike executive, right? So that transition right there, I was the guy that was there, that was because I was there every day. And so I was just kind of assimilated into it.
Okay. Okay.
And it was beautiful.
How so?
So here's the deal. You know, I read a lot of stuff about, I love Bruce Lee stuff, and Jeet Kune Do, and, but one of the things is that I just really focus on the philosophy of everything behind it. And when I was teaching at Grand Avenue, one of the things that I learned from Bruce Lee readings was do your workouts in slow motion, hold them in focus, and just in there, balance, and do that. And if you do it 10,000 times, it becomes natural.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is what I've practiced.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When you were teaching, what were some of did you have like favorite concepts or drills to run? Like, was there something that you were just excited to come to the group with and be like, oh, today we're going to do this?
Well, I didn't change it up a lot. What I really tried to do is do the same thing over and over and do the same thing right. Do it correctly.
That's the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, practice it correctly. Right.
Huh.
And then I made them do it in a slow motion and hold it. So let's take something as simple as a front kick. Okay. We're all standing in front of a mirror. Could be 16 of us. And you pull up that right leg, you stick it out, you hold it, and you hold it, and you hold it for a count of 10, and then slowly you pull it back. And that builds your muscular, your everything. And it all connects, right? And you do that enough times, you're so good. So the other thing about this style, I think it's really important, and we haven't gone here yet, but this particular style involves ranges, levels, mobility. I mean, that it made you an unpredictable wild animal.
I agree. You
know what I mean by that?
Yes. I describe it to people when they ask me. Said, well, if you're familiar with, here's what it's closest to, like something like Jeet Kune Do, something like maybe Krav Maga. But I said, what it really is a whole system designed to keep you guessing. And if I can keep you guessing and making you wonder what's going on, then I've got the advantage.
And that's because you have no telegraph.
Well, hopefully.
No, that's
Yeah.
how you keep them guessing.
Yes.
You don't telegraph.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Sensei Blue said something in a Sensei Herb Blue in a seminar that we had, like a virtual or a Zoom call type seminar, and I'll never forget it. And it ties into what you're saying. And he said that if I cross the critical distance line and I get in range of my opponent, but if I cross that line with a plan that I'm gonna stick to, or he said somehow I'm conveying it to my opponent of what my plan is. Like if I know what it is, then I'm somehow conveying it to them unconsciously or through body language. And he's like, you really, I mean, obviously like what you said, the ultimate form of it is unconscious, right? You're crossing the line and it's almost like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know I'm going to see the hole.
It's going to happen.
And it's going to happen, right? I'm just going to connect my attack to whatever hole I see. And so...
No, I'm totally sold on what you're saying. But what I want to say is that it has to be spontaneous. It's not something you think about. It's not you make a decision about. It is like...
It's like flipping on a light switch.
Yes.
Okay.
Or not even touching the light switch.
Just having those lights go on.
Just go.
Oh, man.
I do believe that is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And that's not, it's not me. Yeah. You guys ever read the book of Five Rings?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
My modem was fast, with the bomb.
Yeah.
So Bruce Lee also feeds off that same roots, all those roots,
Yeah.
And that's where I come from.
Awesome. So, we talked about the lineage there with C. Joe Terrell, yourself going down, and we ask that the students try and learn all of those names. So starting from the bottom all the way up to the top, there's 5 of them, and it's you learn the names, you learn who they are.
On the list.
So
Am I on the list?
Yeah,
you are. So it's Herb Blue,
Oh my God.
Dave Hovis, yourself, Randy Zank, and then C. Joe Terrell.
We have pictures of you in the dojo out here, right on the wall that Blaine's got.
When we're done here, I'll send you a photo.
Way.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yes.
I'll send you a photo. But, when we first started back up here with Blaine, it was just photos, learn these guys' names. It's important. That's our history, learn these guys' names. And then, you hear a little bit more and you hear a little bit more, but it's just like piecemeal. It just comes together piecemeal. So when Tyler and I started this, we wanted, first of all, Blaine asked us, like, what are you guys going to do now that you're black belts to contribute? What are you going to add to the school, the style? Because if we don't, eventually, if no one else does, eventually it goes away. Yeah. And so this whole thing changed my life. I have my entire family forced into this, and they all do it.
I'm sorry.
No, they begrudgingly come sometimes, but most of the time they're on board, and it's made my entire family better for it. So when Tyler and I started talking about this, like, hey, what are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do? I don't know. I go, let's do a podcast. I like to talk. I can't shut up. And Tyler goes,
Like me.
yeah. Tyler says, well, who are we going to talk to? Who are we going to talk about? And I just pointed to the wall. I'm like, well, there's our first 5 guests right there. Well, it's only taken us 144 to get to you. But I'm just ecstatic that you're here. And enough.
Thanks for inviting me.
No, thank you. Thank you very much. How often did you work with C. Joe Terrell?
about 5 days a week.
Okay. Because you were saying that there were two separate schools. So you were running back and forth to them. Wow.
So you would go train at like Joe's bigger school, then come back and teach at the smaller school?
Until it finally closed.
Yeah.
And then everything went up to the Ramona Club, which is what we called it. I mean, that's what
it was just a club.
Where Bruce was.
Okay.
But Bruce wasn't always there. It was more. Well, Randy had already gone to Nike. So I went up to Ramona, and I ran that school.
Oh, okay.
So you ran
many years. Many years.
You ran Joe's school then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year did the smaller school close? You started there in 1972, and then it closed in.
It's rough to say. You know, I mean, you don't make notes of that. I'm sure you don't either.
No. Make notes about a bunch of other stuff.
I mean, like 4 or 5 years later.
Probably early 80s.
Okay. So you were so after that you were at the main school, just 5 days a week. Wow. How cool. Yeah. How freaking cool.
And that school was beautiful. It was huge. It was triple the square footage, and it was beautiful.
One of the things that Dave Hovis, let me back up. Blaine Court has always been a little irked at Dave Hovis because he's tried to nail down who his teacher was. And he has always said, and until this day, I think if we called him right now, he would say, it's you and Randy Zank.
And that would be correct.
Yeah.
Just like I can say Randy Zank was my first teacher, but then after that, I was kind of turned loose.
They just opened the gates and said, here you go, huh?
So now I'm my teacher.
Yeah. Okay. How do I ask this?
Easily. Slowly and easily.
You got it, sir. When was there a big pomp and circumstance or ceremony when you awarded somebody a black belt? Or was it just kind of like, hey, Joe's here today. He's been here long enough. We've beat him up. Here's your black belt.
No, the second thing he said is not true. The first thing he said is true. So you had to go through pretty specific regimens of testing.
Okay.
And when you tested, it was Bruce. I mean, eventually I was sitting next to Bruce doing this testing, right? But when I tested, it was Bruce only.
Oh.
And you fought people, you showed your technique, you went in, you fought, and they go. So here's the thing that's most specific to this style that I don't think people recognize is that mobility, range, levels. I mean, the ground. You go to the ground, kick them in the balls, right?
Absolutely.
All that. You jump up, people want to fight face to face, you jump over the top. And all those things, that makes it kind of universal. And that is the definition of being invisible or whatever they want to formless, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You can be anywhere. People don't expect it.
Exactly. So what was your black belt test like? If you care to share.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've not thought about it, but it was tense. But I think that if you're eligible to take that test, then what you're doing is already unconscious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How
So you're just on. It's like they turn the button on. You're on.
how old were you when you got your black belt?
I'd say about 20.
So I was 41, 42
Yeah.
when I got.
Yeah, I've been that old one.
It was funny because Tyler and I tested together, and we tested with 3 other people.
Sure. Oh, that's cool.
It was awesome. It was awesome. But there were 2 like 18-year-old kids testing, right? And
Yeah.
Tyler, myself, and this other gentleman, Dave Van Klinken, we show up an hour early and we're warming up and we're stretching, we're older. And these 2 kids come in literally 5 minutes before the test's ready to go. And they throw their bags down and they're like, yep, I'm ready. I've never wanted to murder anybody, but I kind of wanted to strangle a couple of kids,
Yeah, I get it.
I love them both, but it's kind of like, I was just jealous what it is.
That they could just roll in.
Yeah.
So now we're in like the early 80s, and now you're teaching at Joe's school. So what did that look like? Like throughout the 80s into the 90s, what was that? Just more teaching, competitions?
A lot of fight, a lot of competitions. Yeah, I've traveled around a lot. Dan Anderson, who was a compadre and is a compadre, but we fought a lot, and we were like nemesis. So, and he was highly rated nationally, and I'm like a regional rated dude. I'm just like whatever, region 1.
Yeah. He went all over the country, right?
But yeah, but Danny and me, man, we were just always hammering. It was always, but I must say, he jumped in and volunteered to be like my corner man in some serious full contact stuff, like up in Tacoma and the ring, on the mat with the red, white, and blue ropes,
Oh, wow.
I'm talking
Yeah.
in the ring.
That's awesome.
But he was my cornerman. He would sit in as the cornerman. Yeah.
Wow.
So I hand it to him.
That's cool. That's really neat.
And you guys are still friends?
Oh, absolutely.
Or nemesis? Nemesis?
We're just...
Yeah. He's in Roseburg or Eugene?
No, he's here in the Portland area.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he just recently retire? Because he had a
Yes, he
school
did.
for a long time.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Good for him. Much
So
deserved.
he retired. But I mean, you can't take the dog out of the dog. You are.
Yars what yars.
Yes, you are. I am what I am.
There you go.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
That's right. That's right. So I've heard different stories. I've heard stories that there were multiple schools all over the country. I've heard there were only a few select places. What was it? Was there a bunch of schools? Were there hundreds of them? Dozens?
Okay. So I can say honestly that I am the wrong person to ask that question to,
Okay.
because I don't really pay attention to anything going out of my world.
Fair enough.
So Dave Hovis has students that have schools all over the place. Dave Hovis was one of my students. So, I'm a much simpler person than most people.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just I know where I'm going.
Do
what
the
I
thing.
need to do,
Do the thing.
whatever.
Yeah. That's good. Hey, from a teaching question,
Yeah.
when you got a new student in,
Yeah.
what were some of the first things that you showed them? I always struggle with this because I teach twice a week.
That's a really great question.
It is a good question. Yeah.
And I struggle because I want to almost drown them with the information. But I find myself constantly checking myself and make sure that I don't give them too much. You know, I want to keep them interested, but I don't want to drown them in info.
No, it's a beautiful question. So here's the answer.
Yeah.
You start at the bottom, elemental. Okay? First thing is flexibility. They can't do the stuff you ask them to do. They can't do it. So you start making them flexible. And pretty soon they're like rubber guys, they can kick guys, they can punch you, or girls, whatever.
Yeah.
But you take that and then you say, here's the technique. Here's the technique. And you start at the elemental, front kick, round kick, back kick, side kick. I mean, you just do that. You build it up like it's building blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you just build them and keep building. And so what I was telling you earlier, doing mirror work in a mirror and holding, just doing something simple as a front kick and hold it out and carry it for 10 seconds and then slowly pull it back and set it back like you're just perfect. And your hands are in position. Everything.
Yeah.
You teach yourself to do the right thing all the time. Don't teach yourself to do the wrong thing.
Yes.
You get it?
Lesson for life. Yeah.
But that is how you just asked me that's a great question.
Well, thank you.
So flexibility,
technique in a mirror, slow motion, because you're building muscular, everything. You're building your brain is getting it on. And you do that over and over and over. And then all of a sudden, you're another level.
Wow. Okay. I'll take that to heart. Thank you.
Recommend it.
I appreciate it.
Was there a lot of outside influence? Like when you were teaching at the smaller, what you called ghetto school and the bigger school, was there did you guys bring in other instructors from other arts?
Negative. We fought everybody from every other art.
Okay.
And that's how we learned from them.
Was that a choice to say we're not going to bring in an outside art and an outside instructor, or was that just that's just the way it happened?
Anybody could walk in the door and would be accepted. This was a community.
Okay. So it wasn't like a private.
you can mop the floor.
Uh-huh. It wasn't a private club then. It was like, hey, the door's open if you want to come in and play the game.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool. That's one thing that I've always appreciated about our school and the way Blaine runs it is like, hey, first lesson's free. Come on in. You know, come experience it. Don't take me literal, but you know, the door's open for anybody that wants to try it out.
And as it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree.
So I'll tell you this. So I used to hang out at this park. Did I tell you this already?
You said a little bit about the gym bars. Okay.
So from that was gymnastics, right? And then they told me to cut my hair. So then I went to karate because Randy Zank had a ponytail. And I walked in that door and I went, I'm at home.
These are my people. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did you guys have the concepts like Blaine really is really great about teaching the different concepts that are at each belt rank. So like you have, measuring range, weapon, causing effect, all these different concepts that are taught at different belt levels. Were they taught at different belt levels in your time, or was it kind of all like all of it was kind of like taught at once?
They were taught in stages.
Okay.
But they weren't intricate. So they were like ranges. Well, you got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-huh.
Right? Levels. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever, wherever you want to go. I mean, I'm over the top, I'm in the face, and then down underneath. So we weren't specifically taught that. We were shared the concept of it. And then it was up to us to implement that.
Okay.
Interesting.
So a lot of, I have a ton of karate pictures, but where, I might be over the top of somebody back facing him from a 45-degree angle above his head. Or I might be underneath him with my foot up in his groin.
Yep.
Okay.
At
any given time.
I don't know if it's on YouTube. I saw a video of you sparring. Maybe early 70s, mid 70s. I don't know. But yeah. You jump into the air, throw a punch, and immediately go all the way to the ground to a drop kick. Yeah. And into the groin. Yes. And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Executed.
No, but it literally, if you do it enough times, you practice so long that becomes unconscious.
Yes. And it flows so well. I think we've talked about that for probably a month straight in class, talking about that specific series of techniques.
So Tipper Hansler, you know who Tipper?
I've only heard him in name only. I haven't met him yet.
He's an all-star.
Well, Sensei Court, Blaine. Yeah, Blaine says he's hands down one of the best people he's ever sparred with.
Tipper is like a Sherman tank. He's like, just boom, boom. But I've seen him get his ass kicked too, like people that are creative.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
People that Go high, go low, go sideways. That's out of his program because he's Sherman Pack.
Okay. Awesome. Hey.
You know, I mean, and that tells you about when you're fighting different people and all these different elements, you got to be fluid.
Adaptable. Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Hey, one of the other things that I was wanting to bug you about,
Cool.
my understanding, Wu Ying Tao has always come from two different styles of martial arts.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Wing Chun and Kung Su. What is your experience with that? Neither.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I
So,
walked into this cold.
okay. So you just walked in and it's like, this is what we're doing. And it wasn't about, oh, this comes from here or that comes from there or this. It was just like, we're going to punch and kick stuff.
The gymnastic coach told me to cut my hair, and I said, F you. And I went and found another place I could do the same kind of cool stuff.
And so it really didn't matter where it came from. You were just going, just pedal to the metal.
Yep.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
So you had nothing to do with Kung Su or Wing Chun.
I actually was, again, showed you this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got all this info in here. I don't even look at it. I just know what I know, and I know what I need to know, and I can do whatever I want to do.
Okay.
Now, did you ever personally go outside Wing Tao, or you just stayed within Wing Tao and
Never left. No. Solid.
Didn't have any desire to.
you didn't see?
No, not even a thought.
Wow.
Because we would go to every tournament, and every person I took, every student I took there would come back with a trophy.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It was just like, okay, here's the evidence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow.
I fought a lot of Taekwondo people, some very tall. I've fought heavyweights. I've won grand championships. I mean, you know, it's not who you are and what you are. It's how you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree.
I totally agree. Now, so throughout the 80s, you're taking students, you're doing competitions, you're still teaching. Bruce is still having his school. He's the head honcho at his school. What did that look like late 80s into early 90s? You know,
how it changed?
Yeah, just like what changed, what just your personal experience. You're still teaching at Bruce's school. You're still taking people to competitions. Karate obviously hit a high point in the 80s, it was probably in the 70s too, but big time in the 80s as well. And then you're teaching, right? And I mean, was there ever a time like you started slowing down teaching and your training at Bruce's school, or what did that look like? I'm just curious,
Well, I like to do active things. So I started snowboarding in 1981, which was very early.
Yeah.
And I still have like 5 of them. What else? Yeah. Well, I've been whitewater rafting and kayaking all that time too. So all these things, I was doing them all at the same time.
Okay. Just
you know?
activity after activity.
Yeah. So, you know, my wife says, you never spend any time home here. You know, I guess you're right. I'm sorry, but I can't change that now. Yeah. But so there's all these things going on. But then and I don't know if you guys know this. Do you know that I'm an amputee?
You had told me about that.
Yeah. So I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 25 years old. So that would have been 1981. And, you know, all the good things happened that year, you know.
Uh-huh.
And it caught up to me over years. And they started chopping off my left leg. So I'm not front kicking you with that left leg.
Note to self.
I'll stand on it. Watch out for the right one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just checking. Just telling you.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just where life takes you.
Yeah. You just got to keep trucking.
Yeah. What do you do? Give up?
Absolutely not.
God.
Okay.
None of us.
Personal question.
Yes.
Do you still teach? Do you still coach? Do you still have that
You know
bug?
what? Well, I coached soccer for 17 years for my 3 daughters.
Awesome.
And I played 5 years, Division II, and then Division I, which would be like playing international teams.
Wow.
That's
I
cool.
did all that. But now I'm kind of, I like to call myself Legolas. You know? Legolas?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Legolas. Because that's me.
Legoless.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, not to push any
But
buttons,
other than
but
that, I mean, I really don't have a lot of activities I'm doing.
yeah. Could you be
Right.
persuaded
To what?
to teach somebody?
Oh, I teach my grandsons
Awesome.
Wing Tao.
and granddaughters if they want to pay attention to me. But, you know,
Did you involve your children?
Huh?
Did you involve teaching your children,
Yes.
or were they?
so my son Colin, I brought him to the Ramona school and had him, you know, he worked out for a long time there. And I actually, here's a great one. So, I entered him in a tournament, and he had kind of long hair. And the lady doing the registration put him in the women's division. So they all line up, and Colin's looking to right, to left, and going, these are all girls. What the hell am I doing here? And I'm standing there going, what the hell are you doing here? So I had to go change him up. So he was only like a blue belt or something. I mean, so because his division for his being a male was already done, he had to go into the like brown belt and fight. So he's a blue belt fighting in a brown belt division, and he came out with a trophy.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's kind of shit I do.
Well, you know, like that's like Dustin was saying, you know, we always love having people that are obviously senior in rank in our art come and teach at our school. So down the road, or in the near future or far future, it would be awesome to have you come down and teach at Blaine's school if that was something you're interested in, to a whole new generation.
Where are you?
We're in Anderson, California.
Where's Anderson?
So we're about 6 hours south of you by car, depending on how much you have to stop.
Compared to San Francisco.
Oh, we're way north of San Francisco.
We're 3 hours north of San Francisco.
You're just over the line.
We're just over the line.
2 hours over the Oregon border line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So 2 hours south of the Oregon
awesome.
California border. So yeah, so it'd be really cool to have someone with so much experience and seniority to come down and do a seminar or something at our school.
Basically, we're inviting you to teach at our buddy's business without his permission. He won't object.
Because I never asked permission.
Better to ask forgiveness.
Proceed.
Better to ask forgiveness.
Because we have obviously Sensei Blue, so Blaine's teacher, Sensei Blue, he's in Wisconsin. And then,
Right.
And so we've had him out. I organized a seminar for him to come out, and he taught for us 3 or 4 days. And it was right before our black belt test. And so that was really cool. And then Sensei Hovis, he's still in the area. He's I think he lives in Redding,
Yeah,
right?
he's Redding.
Yeah.
And so we see him, quite frequently. So it's just really cool you would actually be the next level above Sensei Hovis to be involved, you and Zank. So, and obviously our school was very important to us, and then getting all that knowledge that you guys have had from all those years of teaching and experience. And I'm sure a lot of our black belts would just love to hear about it, and students.
It'd be fabulous.
Be awesome.
No,
It'd be
look forward to the invitation.
it for sure. It'll happen. It'll happen. Hey, we've been going for an hour. That's generally our sweet spot. Unless you want to keep going, we can keep going. But I think we're hitting
nowhere to be. I'm right in my comfortable spot.
You're good. Well, heck, let's keep going then. Can you?
Yeah. So what? I'm always curious. I hear from Sensei Hovis. Like he. What's your experience with Sensei Hovis? Because I've been punched by him in the face quite a few times, and so I kind of like to hear his early stories. And we've heard the early stories of Sensei Blue and Sensei Hovis and how they had their relationship, and they did things outside of martial arts, but it furthered their martial arts relationship. Like they went like snowboarding and
skydiving,
yeah,
or parasailing,
parasailing,
No.
But what's your how'd you guys meet and what happened there?
A miraculous person. He, like you say, he does the parachute, crabs and stuff. He's not, and he keeps going. And he's like 5 years older than me. And he keeps going. Nothing breaks.
Yeah.
No, he's a phenomenon in my mind. And he's my student. But, he's an inspiration. He should be an inspiration to everybody. You just keep going if you can keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes down to the dojo once in a while, and we've sparred with him, and he's lightning fast. I mean, at 70 years old.
He's hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
What happened? Were you just teaching at the ghetto dojo and he walked in one day, or like what happened?
Pretty much. Him and 2 friends that were also named Dave. So there's 3 days walked in. That is a real story. And that's where I met them all.
And they just never left, huh?
No. Because when you walked in the door of this place, it was like walking into like if you were a starving person and walked into a, a community kitchen, you wouldn't want to leave. That's what this place was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we kept them. Nobody could leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so whenever
And most of them didn't pay.
hopefully you got a lot of like work out of them for cleaning the bathrooms or something, you know.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I still had to fix the showers and do all this, whatever. You know. I lived there.
You lived there, literally?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, didn't have a bed, but I mean, I spent 3/4 of every day there.
Yeah.
Wow, living and breathing martial arts.
Yeah.
But again, the old saying of you do something 10,000 times and you do it right, it'll become perfect. You do it right 10,000 times,
Then you can't do it wrong.
you won't ever lose.
Yeah. So
Interesting. And then so Sensei Hovis then or the three Daves were training there kind of equally under you and Zank for several years, right? Is that kind of like?
Well, it was sort of like I walked in the door, Zank was the teacher. There was probably 30 students in there when I walked in the first day. 30 students.
wow.
Right? And it was $25 a month. You know, everybody could afford it, but nobody paid. But Zank got this job at Nike, and he got a job as a warehouse guy. Now he is a rubber chemist. He is world-renowned rubber chemist. People come from all over the world to talk to Randy. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, all I did was step in and taught his karate class.
So,
Funny.
yeah, were you surprised when they gave you the keys to the school? Or were you kind of like, oh,
I'd already been there long enough. I'd been there long enough that I was just like, it was part of it.
yeah. Yeah.
And then across the street from it was the Indian Backs. You guys know what Indian Backs is?
No.
Either of you?
No.
Okay. You could Google it. I suggest you Google it.
Okay.
It's a history thing at this point. But there's a store across the street from the club. And I would go there every day to buy a Coca-Cola. I would buy one Coca-Cola just to get me through the night, you know, sugar, because I didn't know I was diabetic at that time. And so I one day walk in there and go, hey, by the way, are you guys ever hiring? And they go, well, actually, we have an opening. So I got that job. And I was there for 25 years.
Nice.
Very
Across
cool.
the street from the karate.
So you just spent your time working or doing
and then go to karate.
Doing karate.
When I got off at 6, I went across the street.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I can't think of any other questions I have for him. Did you get all your questions?
Yeah, we went through what I had. I would love to do this again anytime anytime you want to talk about a specific concept or specific point in history or any of that stuff. I'm all ears. Just thank you very, very much.
I thank you guys for inviting me.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to figure out a way to get up to Portland and have lunch.
That'd be awesome.
It would be. Thank you. Yeah, that would be an
You should
idea.
come up on a last Saturday of any month. And
Okay.
you'll sit with a bunch of black belts from here.
Yeah. Yeah. I get Dennis emails me. So
Okay. You're on that.
yeah, I'll be in touch with him for sure.
Okay. Cool.
Well,
Right on, guys.
hey, thank you. We got a little ending here that we're going to do. I got a spiel to say, and then we'll close it up. Sound good? Okay.
Fire away.
All right, friends. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for listening. If you want to reach out to us, have questions, comments, concerns, we have all of our social media can be found at the Formless Pod. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and I'm forgetting one, TikTok. We have an email address called theformlesspod@gmail.com. And we also have a website where you can buy merch, shirts, hats, stickers, tapestries, book bags, anything else we could slap a logo on. We'll put it on there and you can buy it. It's called theformlesspod.com. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.